Welcome to a world unveiled. As night falls, let's unwind and journey together into a tale of resilience and hope. Find comfort in your surroundings, breathe deeply, and relax. Tonight, we find Emma's journey, a story to inspire and soothe your mind. Close your eyes, let go of the day, and drift into a world of dreams and gentle discoveries. Let the calmness of the night embrace you as we begin our story. Lean into a peaceful and restful sleep. Chapter 4: New Challenges. With the new year came new challenges for Emma. Just when she felt she was finding her stride, life threw her curveballs that tested her resilience and commitment to our writing. The first of these challenges came in the form of a significant change at her day job. A restructuring of her company led to increased responsibilities and longer hours. This sudden shift in her work life left Emma struggling to find time and energy to devote to her writing. The balance she had so carefully cultivated between her job and her passion was thrown into disarray. Simultaneously, Emma faced a creative block. The wellspring of ideas that had seemed endless now felt like a distant memory. Her writing, which had once flowed so freely, now felt forced and uninspired. This stagnation in her creative process was disheartening, casting a shadow of doubt over her abilities as a writer. These unexpected challenges left Emma feeling overwhelmed and fatigued. The sense of fulfillment and joy she had found in her writing began to wane, replaced by frustration and a sense of being stuck. The progress she had made seemed to be slipping her fingers, leaving her questioning the path she had chosen. The pressure of the increased work responsibilities coupled with her creative struggles created a perfect storm of stress and anxiety. Emma found herself at a crossroads, only between her commitment to her career and her passion for writing. These challenges, however, were not just obstacles in her path. They were opportunities for Emma to reassess her priorities, to redefine her goals, and to develop new strategies to manage her time and creative energy. It was a time for her to dig deep, to find the resilience and determination that guided her thus far. In the midst of this turmoil, Emma realized that the journey of a writer was not just about writing when inspiration struck. It was also about persevering through the dry spells, about finding ways to reignite the creative spark, and about balancing the different aspects of life that feed into the creative process. This period of struggle was a crucial part of Emma's journey and forced her to confront her limitations, to reevaluate her expectations, and to find new ways to nurture her creativity. The challenges she faced were not just hurdles to overcome, they were catalysts for growth and learning, pushing her to evolve both as a writer and as a person. As Emma navigated these new challenges, she held on to the lessons she had learned and the support she had gathered along the way. She knew that overcoming these obstacles would require patience, flexibility, and a renewed commitment to her craft. As Emma grappled with the escalating demands of her job and the stagnation of her creative work, The strain on her personal relationships began to intensify. The balance she had once maintained between her professional life, her writing, and her social connections started to waver under the weight of her new challenges. Her friends and family, who had been pillars of support in her journey, noticed the change in Emma. She became less present in social gatherings, puzzled, distracted, or fatigued. Her conversations, once lively and filled with tales of her writing adventures, became sparse and perfunctory. Louis, who had always been her confidant, felt a growing distance between them. She missed the vibrant, passionate sister who would eagerly share her latest story, our writing challenge. Now, the interactions were often overshadowed by Emma's stress and exhaustion. Maya and Jack, too, felt the shift in Emma. Their attempts to reach out and offer support were met with polite but noncommittal responses. They understood the pressure she was under, but couldn't help feeling sidelined, missing the warmth and connection that had defined their friendship. The strain on these relationships added another layer of turmoil to Emma's already turbulent period. She found herself caught in a cycle of guilt and frustration, aware of her growing isolation, but unsure how to bridge the gap that had formed. This period of strain was a stark reminder of the delicate balance between personal and professional life, and the impact that one aspect could have on the other. Emma realized it in her pursuit to overcome her challenges. She had inadvertently neglected her relationships, that would have gone to her well-being and happiness. The realization that she was drifting away from her loved ones was a wake-up call for Emma. It brought to light the importance of maintaining connections, of giving time and attention to the people who mattered most. Her journey was not just about achieving her own goals, but also about nurturing the bonds that enriched her life. This understanding marked a turning point for Emma. She knew she needed to take steps to reconnect with her friends and family, to rebuild the bridges that had weakened in the midst of her struggles. It was a crucial step in her journey, a step towards finding a more holistic approach to her life, one that included her passions, her career, and relationships. As Emma began to reach out to her loved ones, she was met with understanding and compassion. The conversations that followed were healing, rekindling the warmth and closeness that had dimmed. These interactions were a balm to her spirit, reminding her that she was not alone in her journey, and that the love and support of her friends and family were sources of strength and inspiration. Amidst the whirlwind of her professional obligations and the struggles with her writing, Emma began to question the progress she had made. The sense of accomplishment and growth she had felt at the end of the previous year seemed like a distant memory, overshadowed by her current challenges. In her quieter moments, Emma found herself reflecting on her journey. The excitement and passion that had fueled her writing were now tempered by doubt and uncertainty. She wondered if her achievements were merely fleeting successes, quickly unraveling in the face of new obstacles. The joy of writing, which once felt like a natural extension of her being, now seemed like a struggle. The stories that used to flow effortlessly from her mind now felt forced and uninspired. The stagnation in her creative process led Emma to question not only her talent as a writer, but also the choices she had made along the way. Her self-doubt was further compounded by the feeling of disconnect from her friends and family. The support system that she had relied upon felt weakened, adding to her sense of isolation. Emma found herself in a cycle of introspection, pondering the path she had chosen from the future and lay ahead. This period of self-questioning was a challenging phase in Emma's journey. It forced her to confront the realities of pursuing a creative path, the ebb and flow of inspiration, and the impact of external pressures on her inner world. Despite these doubts, deep down, Emma knew that her passion for writing was an intrinsic part of who she was. The story she had created, the connection she had formed to her writing, and the personal growth she had experienced could not be erased by a period of struggle. This realization was a small but significant beacon of hope. It reminded Emma that progress was not always linear, that setbacks and periods of doubt were natural parts of any journey. She understood that questioning her progress was not a sign of failure, and a natural reflection of her commitment to her craft and her desire to succeed. As Emma navigated through this phase of self-questioning, she began to see it as an opportunity for deeper self-reflection and growth. It was a chance to reassess her goals, to rediscover her passion, and to realign her path in a way that honored both her creative aspirations and her personal well-being. This introspective period was a crucial step in Emma's journey. It was a time for her to reconnect with her core values, to find clarity amidst the chaos, and to emerge with a stronger sense of purpose and direction. Just as Emma was beginning to navigate through a period of self-doubt and reflection, a major setback threatened to derail all the progress she had made. Her blog, which had become a cherished platform for sharing her stories and connecting with readers, unexpectedly crashed due to a technical issue. Despite her best efforts and those of her attached, savvy friends, all attempts to recover her lost work proved futile. The loss of her blog felt like a physical blow to Emma. It was as if the story she had poured her heart into had vanished into thin air, leaving behind a void that echoed with her unspoken words. The blog had been more than just a website. It was a tangible representation of her journey, a collection of her thoughts, experiences, and growth as a writer. This loss was compounded by the pressures of her demanding job and a feeling of disconnection from her support network. Emma found herself at a crossroads, grappling with feelings of frustration, sadness, and a deep sense of loss. The setback with her blog brought to the surface all the underlying challenges Emma had been facing. It seemed like a culmination of the various struggles that had been simmering beneath the surface, and it left her questioning the viability of her writing journey. In the quiet of her apartment, amidst the remnants of her shattered blog, Emma felt a sense of hopelessness. The path she had been treading, once so clear and promising, now felt obscured and uncertain. The setback was a stark reminder of the fragility of her creative endeavors and the unpredictability of the journey she had embarked upon. However, in the depths of this despair, Emma found a glimmer of resilience. That was a resilience born from the recognition of her past struggles and triumphs, a resilience that whispered of her ability to overcome obstacles and emerge stronger. Though the loss of her blog was a significant blow, Emma began to see it as a turning point rather than an end. It was an opportunity to rebuild, to start anew with the wisdom and experience she had gained. The setback, while painful, was not a definitive end to her journey, but a challenge to be faced and overcome. This realization marked a shift in Emma's perspective. She understood that the journey of a writer was replete with ups and downs, successes and setbacks. Each challenge was a test of her commitment and a chance to demonstrate her resilience. Determined not to let the setback define her journey, Emma began to pick up the pieces. She reached out to her support network, sharing her loss and seeking their advice and encouragement. The response she received was a testament to the strength of the bond she had formed and the impact of her writing on others. As Emma navigated through this challenging period, she held on to the belief that every setback was a stepping stone to greater growth. With this mindset, she began to lay the foundations for a new beginning, ready to face the challenges ahead with renewed determination and hope. In the midst of her struggle, the counted times with the loss of her blog, Emma received support and wisdom from an unexpected source. It was during a routine visit to her favorite local bookstore, a quaint little haven that had always offered her solace, that she encountered Mr. Adler, the elderly owner of the store. Mr. Adler, with his gentle demeanor and insightful eyes, had always been a friendly figure to Emma, offering book recommendations and engaging in brief but meaningful conversations about literature. On this particular visit, sensing Emma's distress, he inquired about her troubles. Hesitantly, Emma shared the story of her lost blog and the challenges she was facing. Mr. Adler listened intently, nodding emphatically, smiling as she spoke. When she finished, he shared a piece of wisdom that struck a deep chord within her. In the world of writing, and indeed in life, what we create never truly vanishes, he said softly. Your words have already touched the hearts and minds of your readers. They live on in the memories and experiences of those who have read them. And as for the loss, sometimes the universe takes away the old to make space for something new, something perhaps even better. His words were like a balm to Emma's troubled soul. She realized that the impact of her writing was not confined to the digital pages of her blog. It had reached and resonated with real people, and that connection was not something that could be easily erased. Mr. Adler's perspective offered Emma a new way to view her setback. It was an invitation to let go of what she had lost and embrace the opportunity to create anew. He reminded her that the essence of creativity was not just in the final product, but in the process of creation itself, in the journey of bringing ideas to life. This unexpected source of support and wisdom rekindled a spark of hope in Emma. She left the bookstore with a lighter heart, feeling grateful for the serendipitous encounter and the timeless wisdom it had brought. Inspired by Mr. Adler's words, Emma began to see her setback as a crossroads rather than a dead end. It was an opportunity to start fresh, to rebuild her blog with a new vision and renewed energy. The wisdom she had gained from the experience was invaluable, teaching her resilience, adaptability, and the power of perspective. This shift in mindset marked a turning point in Emma's journey. With renewed purpose and determination, she set out to reclaim her path as a writer, ready to face the challenges ahead with a stronger, wiser, and more resilient spirit, buoyed by the wisdom she received from Mr. Adler and the unwavering support of her friends and family. Emma found a renewed sense of purpose and determination. She realized that the setback with her blog, while disheartening, was not an ending but a catalyst for growth and renewal. With a rejuvenated spirit, Emma began to lay the groundwork for her new blog. She approached this task not just as a rebuilding of what was lost, but as an opportunity to create something even better. A platform that truly reflected her evolution as a writer and a person. This time, she decided to broaden the scope of her blog. Alongside her stories, she planned to share insights into her writing process, reflections on her journey, and discussions on topics that resonated with her. This new approach was more holistic, offering a deeper connection with her readers. The process of rebuilding her blog was both challenging and exhilarating. Emma dedicated her evenings and weekends to this project, her passion reignited by the prospect of new beginning. She learned about web design, content management, and engaged with her audience to understand their interests and preferences. As her new blog took shape, Emma felt a sense of accomplishment and excitement. She was creating something that was not only a showcase of her work, but also a reflection of her journey, a testament to her resilience and commitment to her craft. The relaunch of her blog was met with enthusiasm and support from her readers, both old and new. The feedback she received was overwhelmingly positive, with many expressing admiration for her ability to turn a setback into a stepping stone. This experience reinforced Emma's belief in the power of perseverance and adaptability. She realized that her journey as a writer was not defined by the challenges she faced, but by how she chose to respond to them. Her renewed sense of purpose and determination was not just about achieving her goals, but about embracing the journey with all its twists and turns. The reveal of her blog marked a new chapter in Emma's journey, one that was characterized by a deeper understanding of her craft, a stronger connection with her audience, and a reaffirmed commitment to her passion. As she continued to navigate the new challenges and opportunities that came her way, Emma did so with a sense of confidence and clarity. She had emerged from her setback stronger and more focused, ready to take on whatever lay ahead with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. Emboldened by her recent triumphs and the lessons learned from her setbacks, Emma was ready to take bold steps to further her writing journey. She recognized that overcoming the challenges she faced required not just resilience, but also proactive action and a willingness to step out of her comfort zone. One of the first bold steps Emma took was to allocate specific times for her writing, creating a more structured schedule that balanced her job, her personal life, and her passion. This disciplined approach helped her manage her time more effectively, ensuring that she could dedicate focused hours to her craft without compromising other aspects of her life. Another significant step was her decision to participate in a local writing contest. The contest, known for its prestige and competitive nature, was something I had previously thought of as beyond her reach. However, with her renewed confidence and the encouragement of her friends and mentor, she decided to take the leap. She submitted a story that was a personal favorite, one that resonated deeply with her journey. In addition to these initiatives, Emma also started to network more actively within the writing community. She attended literary events, workshops, and book readings, connecting with other writers and industry professionals. These interactions not only provided her with valuable insights and inspiration, it also helped her build a supportive network to aid her in her future endeavors. The culmination of these bold steps came when Emma decided to start working on a manuscript for a novel. This was a dream she had shelved in the past, but now, with the wealth of experience and growth she had accumulated, she felt ready to tackle it. The idea for the novel was one that had been simmering in her mind for a while, a story about resilience, hope, and the beauty of embracing life's imperfections. Working on the novel was both challenging and exhilarating. Emma poured her heart and soul into the manuscript, drawing upon her experiences and the lessons she had learned throughout her journey. The process was a blend of creativity, discipline, and self-discovery. As Emma embarked on these bold endeavors, she did so with a sense of excitement and anticipation. Each step she took was a reflection of her growth as a writer and an individual. She was no longer held back by fear or self-doubt. Instead, she was propelled forward by her passion, her resilience, and her unwavering commitment to her craft. These steps marked a significant phase in Emma's journey. They were a testament to her ability to overcome challenges and seize opportunities, to grow and evolve, not just as a writer, but as a person. As she continued to navigate the path of her writing career, Emma did so with a sense of purpose, confidence, and a deep understanding of the value of embracing every part of her journey. Chapter 5. The resolution renewed. As the end of the year approached, Emma found herself reflecting on the journey she had traversed. The approaching new year was not just a marker of time, it was a symbol of renewal and new beginnings. Emma approached this new year with a perspective that was vastly different from the previous one. She was no longer the same person who had made a resolution and a burst of hopeful ambition. The trials, and transformations of the year had reshaped her, both as a writer and as a person. She looked back at the year, not just through the lens of the challenges she had faced, but also through the growth and achievements she had experienced. The loss of her blog, the struggles with her writing, the pressures of her job, and the strain on her relationships, each of these challenges had contributed to her development in unexpected ways. Emma realized that her journey had been about much more than fulfilling a resolution. It was about discovering her resilience, embracing change, and learning to balance her passion with the other aspects of her life. The setbacks that had once seemed like insurmountable obstacles were now valuable lessons that had taught her about the complexities of life, on the nuances of the creative process. As she prepared to welcome the new year, Emma did so with a sense of gratitude and accomplishment. She had not only navigated through a year of significant challenges, but had also emerged stronger, more confident, and more committed to her craft. The upcoming year was a canvas of possibilities, and Emma was ready to paint it with the colors of her continued journey. This new year was not about making grand resolutions. It was about continuing to build on the foundations she had laid to keep growing as a writer and as an individual. Emma felt a quiet excitement for the future. A future that was filled with the promise of new stories, new challenges, and new opportunities for growth. The New Year's Eve celebrations held a special significance for Emma. As she stood among the crowd watching the fireworks light up the sky, she felt a deep connection to the moment, to the journey she had been on, and to the path that lay ahead. The vibrant colors and the jubilant energy around her mirrored the renewed sense of purpose and optimism in her heart. As the clock struck midnight, marking the beginning of a new year, Emma felt a profound sense of peace and readiness. She was stepping into the new year not with a list of resolutions, but with a renewed perspective. A perspective shaped by a year of invaluable experiences and lessons learned. In the quiet of the first morning of the new year, Emma sat at her writing desk, a cup of steaming tea beside her. The world outside was still, as if in reverence to the dawn of new beginnings. It was in this tranquil setting that Emma took time to reflect on her journey, on the lessons she had learned. The year had been a mosaic of experiences, each piece a story in itself, together forming a larger picture of her growth. Emma pondered over the key lessons that had emerged from her journey. The first and perhaps most significant lesson was the importance of resilience. The challenges she faced had taught her that setbacks were not endpoints, but bends in the road, opportunities to learn and grow. She had learned to embrace adversity, understanding that each obstacle was a chance to strengthen her character and deepen her resolve. Another vital lesson was the value of balance. Emma had experienced firsthand the consequences of letting her passion for writing consume all other aspects of her life. She had learned to strike a balance between her work, her writing, and her personal life, ensuring that none was neglected at the expense of the others. The journey had also taught her about the power of support and community. The encouragement and wisdom she received from family and fellow writers had been a guiding light through her darkest times. It reinforced the idea that while writing is often a solitary activity, they itself need not be lonely. Reflection also brought into focus the lesson of adaptability. Emma had learned to be flexible, to adjust her goals and strategies in response to changing circumstances. This adaptability had allowed her to navigate through unexpected challenges and seize new opportunities. Lastly, Emma acknowledged the lesson of self, the compassion. She had learned to be kinder to herself, to accept her imperfections, and to understand that mistakes and failures were part of the human experience. This self-compassion had given her the freedom to explore, create, and grow without the fear of judgment. These reflections brought Emma a sense of closure and peace. She felt grateful for the journey, with all its highs and lows, for it had shaped her into a stronger, wiser, and more compassionate individual. As she penned her thoughts in her journal, Emma felt a deep connection with her journey. She realized that the lessons she had learned were not just for her writing but for life itself. They were lessons that would guide her in the years to come in her pursuit of stories, dreams, and a life rich with meaning and purpose. One of the most profound changes in Hannah during her journey was her renewed appreciation for the relationships in her life. The new year brought with it a resolve to not only maintain, but also strengthen these bonds that had been somewhat strained in the past year. Emma set about this task with a heartfelt dedication. She started by organizing a small gathering at her home, inviting her sister Lily and her close friends Maya and Jack. The evening was filled with warmth and laughter, a celebration of their enduring friendship and the support they had provided each other. During the gathering, Emma took a moment to express her gratitude to each of them. She had moments when she had been distant and preoccupied, thanking them for their patience and understanding. Her words were met with smiles and assurance that the strength of their bond was unshaken. In the weeks that followed, Emma made efforts to be more present in her relationships. She scheduled regular meetups with Lily, where they shared not just the happenings of their lives, but also their hopes and fears. With Maya and Jack, she rekindled the spirit of camaraderie, participating in activities that they all enjoyed. These efforts to reconnect and strengthen our relationships, Emma reached out to old friends, re-establishing connections that had faded over time. She also nurtured the new relationships she had formed in her writing community, deepening the bonds that had begun for shared interests that had grown into meaningful friendships. Through these actions, Emma discovered the joy of giving back the love and support she had received. She found that in strengthening her relationships, she not only brought joy to those she cared about, but also enriched her own life. Her world grew larger and more vibrant, filled with the colors of companionship, empathy, and mutual respect. This focus on her relationships brought a sense of balance and harmony to Emma's life. It reminded her that while her writing was an essential part of her identity, the connections she shared with others were equally vital. They were the threads that wove the fabric of her life, providing strength, comfort, and inspiration. As Emma nurtured these relationships, she felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The act of rebuilding and strengthening these bonds was a testament to the power of love, understanding, and a human connection. It was a vital part of her journey, a journey that was not just about achieving personal goals, but about sharing life's journey with those who mattered most. As Emily reflected on her journey, she realized the time to set a new resolution, one that encompassed the insights and growth she had experienced. This new resolution would not just be about achieving a specific goal, but about embodying the values and lessons she had learned. Emma's new resolution was twofold. First, she resolved to continue her writing with a focus on authenticity and personal growth. She aimed to explore new genres and themes, pushing the boundaries of her creativity. Writing would remain a significant part of her life, but with a renewed approach that emphasized self-expression and exploration over external validation. The second part of her resolution was to maintain the balance she had found between her writing, her work, and her personal life. She recognized the importance of this equilibrium in sustaining her creativity and overall well-being. Emma committed to making time for her relationships, her health, and her hobbies, understanding that these aspects of her life were not distractions from her writing, but essential components that enriched it. This new resolution was more about the journey than the destination. It was about living a life that was true to her values, one that honored her passions and nurtured her relationships. Now, I understood that there would be challenges ahead. She felt equipped to face them with the resilience and wisdom she had gained. As she wrote down her resolution in her journal, Emma felt a sense of clarity and purpose. This was not just a promise to herself for the year ahead. It was a commitment to a way of life. A life lived with intention, creativity, and connection. This resolution was a reflection of the new Emma, a writer who had found her voice, a woman who had embraced her journey with all its ups and downs, and a person who had learned to balance relationships. As Emma sat in the tranquility of her writing nook, she couldn't help but feel a deep sense of accomplishment and a bright hope for the future. So, the journey she had embarked upon at the start of the previous year, marked by its highs and lows, had come full circle. Yet she knew that this was not an end, and a new beginning. Gateway to further adventures and stories waiting to be written. The year had been a tapestry of experiences, rich with lessons learned and relationships deepened. Emma had not only grown as a writer, but had also evolved as a person. She had navigated through challenges that once seemed insurmountable, found strength in her vulnerabilities, and discovered the importance of balance and self-compassion. Looking ahead, Emma felt a surge of optimism. She had plans and dreams, but now she approached them with a flexibility and openness that she hadn't possessed before. The future was an unwritten story, full of potential and possibilities, and she was the author, ready to chart her course with confidence and curiosity. Her new resolution, grounded in the insights she had gained, was a guiding light, a framework within which she could explore, create, and live fully. Emma was excited about the prospects of her novel, the evolution of her blog, and the adventures in writing that lay ahead. She also looked forward to the simple pleasures of life, the moments spent with family and friends, the quiet mornings in hammock, and the joy of everyday experiences. As the sun set outside her window, casting warm glow over her room, Emma felt a profound connection to her journey. She realized that every word she wrote, every challenge she faced, and every moment she lived contributed to the story of who she was and who she was becoming. Closing her journal, Emma took a moment to savor the feeling of this chapter in her life. It was a chapter filled with growth, change, and renewal. She had not only renamed her resolution, but had also rediscovered herself, with a heart full of gratitude and eyes looking towards the future, and I knew that whatever the coming years brought, she was ready to meet them with the same resilience, passion, and open heart that had guided her so far. Her story was still being written, and she was eager to see where it would take her next. The journey of the broken resolution had taught Amit that life was not about flawless plans or unbroken promises. It was about living authentically, embracing the journey with all its imperfections, and finding joy in the continuous process of becoming.